Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be looking at something a little bit different.
Okay.
So we're talking about personal growth, particularly in relationships,
Okay.
not with the usual spin of, it's not your fault,
Right.
but quite the opposite, actually.
Oh,
We're going to be looking at
really?
it is you. So all of our material today, all of the quotes and the articles and even some of the hashtags kind of center around this idea of it is you.
Interesting.
And one of our first sources actually jumps into this concept of forced move.
Oh, the forced move.
Have you heard of this?
I have. And I think it's such a brilliant way to reframe challenging events as like catalysts for growth.
Right.
Sometimes we're just too comfortable.
Yeah.
And we need a little bit of a push.
Yeah. And one of the quotes
Yeah.
that I pulled from the Morning Thought piece said, "You're in a relationship or friendship that had run its course in your life, but you did not want to let it go." So like, bam, life throws you a curveball, the forced move.
Right. Like the universe steps in and is like, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
Time to move on. Time to evolve.
And that's where this whole it is you thing comes into play, because
It really does.
you might feel like, oh, this is happening to me. But is you... So
what is your part in this?
Yeah, like, how did you get here?
Yeah, and accepting that responsibility is a huge part of it.
So this whole concept was a little bit harsh for me at first.
I can see that.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
tough love a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got to be accountable.
You do.
We've got one hashtag that I think perfectly captures this.
Okay.
You needed it.
You needed it.
So it kind of feels like victim blaming a little bit.
Oh, for sure. On the surface, it can feel that way.
Right.
But I think if we dig a little bit deeper, it can be more of a nudge toward like, okay, what can I learn from this?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not blaming yourself.
No, it's more about owning
your part in it.
Okay, so I'm seeing a theme here.
Yes.
A lot of the sources mention pruning.
Pruning.
As in like plants.
Like with plants.
Yeah. Okay.
So think about it. A gardener, when they prune a plant, they're cutting away things that are dead or maybe overgrown.
To help it grow more?
To help it thrive. Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes we need to prune certain aspects of our lives.
Like relationships?
Relationships, habits, even beliefs sometimes.
To make room for new things.
Exactly, new and better things.
Okay, so like if you have a breakup.
Yeah.
That could be like pruning a relationship that wasn't serving you anymore.
Exactly. Even if it was painful.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is an opportunity to reevaluate.
Yeah.
What do I really need and what do I want moving forward?
I like the plant analogy.
Yeah.
But what does all of this pruning lead to?
Right. What's the end result?
Yeah.
Well, according to the sources, it seems like this journey of personal accountability can lead us to a better state.
A better position and even better relationships.
Okay. So how do we get there?
That's a great question, and we're going to explore that more deeply. But it seems like it's not about reaching some perfect life.
Right.
It's about progress.
I'm really curious about this better state idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty vague.
It is a little vague.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, what does better even mean?
Right.
What I find interesting is how the sources connect this better state with improvements in our relationships and our overall position in life.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit.
Let's do it.
How does all this forced growth, all this pruning, actually lead to better relationships?
Okay, so imagine when you embrace is life, it is you're essentially holding up a mirror to yourself.
Yeah.
You're saying, okay, these are my patterns, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses.
And then you take that into your relationships.
Right.
You're bringing all of that.
You're bringing all of that self-awareness with you.
Yeah.
And that allows you to communicate more effectively.
Right.
Set healthier boundaries. Navigate conflict with more empathy and understanding.
So it's like this ripple effect.
It is.
Your personal growth leads to better relationships.
Yes, and not just romantic relationships either. This applies to friendships, family dynamics,
work,
professional connections. Yeah, all of it.
Okay, so what about this better position?
Better position.
What is that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's about feeling more empowered, more in control of your life.
Okay.
When you embrace, it is you're taking ownership of your choices.
Okay.
And the consequences that come with them.
Yeah.
Even the painful ones. And this can lead to a sense of clarity and purpose.
So it's not just reacting to whatever life throws at you.
No.
It's being intentional.
It's about making choices that are truly aligned with your values and goals.
And how does that manifest?
Well, it can look different for everyone,
Okay.
but it might mean a career change.
Right.
Maybe improved finances, a stronger sense of self-worth.
So creating a life that actually feels good.
A life where you're thriving, not just surviving.
Okay, so this is all sounding pretty great,
It is pretty good.
but accepting responsibility when things go wrong,
Yeah.
that's tough.
It is tough.
And one of the sources had this really provocative quote:
Oh, yeah.
"You deserved the pain you went through."
Yeah, that one's intense.
I know, right?
Really makes you think.
But it's also kind of empowering.
Yeah, I think it challenges us to see even our most difficult experiences as opportunities for growth.
Hmm.
It's not about condoning harmful behavior or minimizing pain.
Right.
It's about acknowledging our role in shaping our own lives.
So it's about taking back control.
Exactly.
Because so we've talked about a lot.
We
I've talked about forced moves,
Yeah,
pruning,
lots of pruning.
the importance of personal accountability.
Hmm.
But how do we actually put all of this into practice?
Right. How do we make this actionable?
Yeah.
Well, luckily, one of our sources actually gives us a roadmap for doing just that.
Ooh, a roadmap.
It's like a guide to navigating this whole personal growth journey.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
So the first step, according to this source, is radical acceptance.
Radical acceptance.
Yeah, it's about acknowledging that it is you
Okay.
taking ownership of your choices.
Even the bad ones.
Especially the bad ones.
The ones that lead to consequences.
Exactly.
So that sounds a lot like the personal accountability we've been talking about.
It's all connected.
Okay, so we accept responsibility.
We do.
Oh,
The next step is reframing those challenges, those forced moves,
okay.
as opportunities for growth.
So even if it was something that felt really unfair,
Even then.
you can still find something good in it.
Exactly. It's all about perspective.
Okay, so we reframe it. We see it as an opportunity.
Yes.
Then what?
Then we lean into the discomfort.
The discomfort.
Yeah, remember, pruning can be painful,
Right.
but it's necessary for growth.
So it's like acknowledging that it's going to be uncomfortable, but pushing through anyway.
Exactly. And that's where the real transformation begins.
Because you come out stronger on the other side.
Exactly.
So by embracing the discomfort,
Yeah.
you're basically making way for a better version of yourself.
A more authentic and empowered version of you.
And that leads to the better state?
It does the better state, the better relationships, the better position in life.
Wow. This has been really eye-opening.
It has been a fascinating exploration.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a question to think about.
Okay, I like it.
Think about a recent forced move in your own life.
Okay.
What opportunities for growth did it present?
That's a good one.
How might accepting responsibility for your role in that situation and reframing it as a pruning experience lead to positive change?
That's a powerful question to ponder.
It is.
And remember, even in the most challenging circumstances, there's always an opportunity for growth.
We just have to choose to see it.
Exactly.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep diving.
Okay, so we're diving deep into this whole "it is you" philosophy.
Yeah.
We're exploring, how these forced moves can kind of be like crooning in our lives.
Right, like clearing out the dead weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what's the end game here?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of all this introspection and potential discomfort?
Yeah, what's the payoff for all this self-reflection?
We keep hearing about this better state,
We do a better state.
but what does that actually look like?
Right. What does better even mean?
Exactly.
I think what's really interesting is how the sources connect this better state to tangible improvements
Okay.
in our relationships and our overall position in life.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little
Let's
bit.
unpack it.
How does this forced growth, how does this pruning actually lead to better relationships?
Okay, so think about it this way. When you really embrace, it is.
good.
You're making a conscious decision to become more self-aware.
Okay.
You're acknowledging your patterns, your strengths, your weaknesses.
Yeah.
You're holding up a mirror to yourself.
And that self-awareness has got to be so important in relationships.
No, absolutely. It's crucial.
Because you're showing up with a deeper understanding of who you are and how you operate.
Exactly. You're bringing all of that to the table.
Yeah.
And that allows you to communicate more effectively,
Huh?
set healthier boundaries, navigate conflict with
Yeah.
more empathy and understanding.
So it's less about blaming the other person.
Yeah, way less about blame.
It's more about understanding yourself.
Understanding yourself and your role in the dynamic.
So it's like this ripple effect.
It is a ripple effect.
Personal growth leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships.
Yes, and it's not limited to just romantic relationships.
Okay.
This applies to friendships, family dynamics, professional connections, every interaction we have.
Wow.
It really does.
So how about this better position then?
Better position.
What does that refer to?
I think it's about feeling more empowered
Okay.
and more in control of your life. When you embrace, you're taking ownership of your choices and their consequences.
Okay.
And that can lead to a sense of clarity and purpose, like you're on the right path, even if that path wasn't your initial choice.
So it's not just reacting to whatever life throws at you.
Right, exactly.
It's about making choices that are actually in line with your values and your goals?
Yes, being intentional about the life you're creating.
Okay, so this better position, it can look different for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
But it could be like a career change,
It could be.
improved finances.
Yeah, maybe a stronger sense of self-worth.
So it's about creating a life that really feels good,
A life that feels authentic and fulfilling, a life where you're thriving.
not just surviving.
Exactly, thriving, not just surviving.
Okay, this is all sounding great,
It is pretty inspiring.
but accepting responsibility when things go wrong,
Yeah.
that could be really tough.
It can be really, really tough.
One of the sources had this really intense quote,
Oh, which one?
"You deserve the pain you went through."
Oh, that one's heavy.
It is, right?
It really makes you think.
It's provocative, but in a way it's also kind of empowering.
I think it challenges us to see even our most difficult experiences as opportunities for learning and growth.
Yeah.
It's not about condoning harmful behavior or minimizing pain. It's about acknowledging our role in shaping our own lives, even when things don't go as planned.
So even if you feel like something was totally out of your control,
Mm-hmm.
there's still something you can learn from it.
Always something to learn.
Always. It's about taking back that control.
Yes, reclaiming your agency.
Okay, we've covered a lot here.
We have
Forced moves, personal
personal
accountability.
all the good stuff.
But how do we actually put this into practice?
Right. What are the tangible steps?
Yeah.
Well, luckily, one of the sources provides a really insightful roadmap for this.
Ooh, a roadmap.
Yeah, it's like a guide to navigating this personal growth journey.
Okay, so tell me about this roadmap.
Yeah, all right. So the first step
Okay.
is radical acceptance.
Radical accept.
It's about acknowledging that it's you taking ownership of your choices and the consequences that follow,
Even the painful ones.
especially the painful ones.
So it sounds like what we've been talking about.
It is, it's all connected.
Okay, so we accept responsibility.
Yeah.
What's next?
The next step is reframing those challenges.
Those forced moves.
The force moves, yeah, we reframe them as opportunities for growth.
So we're not looking at it as a setback.
No, we're looking at it as a catalyst for change.
Okay.
It's a shift in perspective.
So even if it was something that felt really unfair,
Even if it feels unfair,
we can still learn and grow from it.
always something to learn.
Okay, so we accept responsibility, we reframe it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
What's next?
And then we lean into the discomfort.
The discomfort.
Yeah, remember, pruning can be painful,
Right.
but it's necessary for that new growth.
So it's about being okay with the fact that it's going to be uncomfortable, but pushing through it anyway.
Pushing through it and knowing that you're going to come out stronger on the other side.
Okay.
And the source suggests that by doing this,
Yeah.
by choosing to see the opportunity and the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually create a really profound shift in our perspective.
So it's like we're getting rid of old patterns.
Exactly. We're shedding those old beliefs that no longer serve us
Yeah.
and making space for a more authentic and empowered version of ourselves.
And that's what leads to the better state.
It does the better state, the better relationships, the better position.
It all comes together.
It all comes together.
Wow. I really feel like I've learned a lot today.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a question to think about.
Okay.
Think about a recent forced move in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
What opportunities for growth did it present?
That's a good one.
How might accepting responsibility for your role in that situation and reframing it as a pruning experience lead to positive change?
That's a powerful question to ponder.
And remember, even in the most challenging circumstances, there's always an opportunity for growth.
Always.
We just have to choose to see it.
We do.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep diving.